The Vacasa Wyndham partnership is by far one of the most powerful tricks.
Yes, I have the Wyndham Earners business card.
Like I said, Wyndham business earners, don't sleep on that one.
Check out the Wyndham business card from Barclays. I think
Wyndham.
That's right, guys. Finally, we're going to be talking about the most underrated and most slept-on credit card in all of the credit card world, gathering together the sum total of knowledge I've ever gotten from every single person that's been on my podcast who mentioned the Wyndham program and Wyndham credit cards. And this is a direct response to a comment that we got recently by my man Brandon right here on a recent podcast. Is why do you act like you never really heard the Wyndham card, even though everybody ends up talking it up? So this one's for you, Brandon. So in this video, stick around to the end because we're trying to answer the one simple question that's on everybody's minds, and that is, why is Wyndham so slept on?
Barclays, I've never been to even a physical Barclays bank. Their card offerings are okay. But for what I use them for JetBlue, and like I said, Wyndham business earners, don't sleep on that one.
You have the Wyndham Earner business card?
Business, yeah.
What's the story with that? How come people? That's a slept-on card. You mentioned
It
a few
is
times.
because it doesn't sound much like points wise. They give you 45,000 points when I signed up to get it. But if you stay at a Wyndham property, that's a lot. Like it's at least 3 nights at their better properties, right? But when I went to Europe, I was shocked that I stayed at this place in Switzerland and they became a part of Wyndham. So I came in, they greeted me as a diamond member. When I went back into the room, there was champagne, there was all these like pastries and stuff. And you get a ton of multipliers.
Because it earns a lot, right? Like 20x or something
it earns.
like that.
And for us that do social media, marketing, whatever, they give you 5 times back on any of those websites, social media marketing, Facebook, anything that you do, ads 5 times.
Really? Huh.
Which is so, and it adds up.
Yeah.
And the best one, you know what, Anthony? Electric bills. So my PSE&G bill a month here is $300 in Jersey. I put it on the Wyndham card. I get 1,500 points a month just for that.
Oh wow!
And that's huge. So it adds up at the end of the year. I got another night just for putting my light bill. So I was able to go from 0 to literally 160 something thousand Wyndham points because when we went to Europe, I put my sister's room under my reservation with my card. And I got those points. As long as it's on the same reservation with the same card, they honored the points.
So that what's like the average Wyndham that you would go to? How much would that be in points, you think?
Let's say I would say the low end is 3,500, believe it or not. So 15,000 is 4 nights, 4.5 nights, right? So you're looking at a 15,000 would give you their upscale room at any Wyndham hotel or one of their subsidiary hotels. And it's phenomenal.
Also, doesn't the Wyndham Earner give you like a anniversary points as well?
Yes, they'll give you an anniversary certificate, so it's not bad. And for the price, it's $95 a year. Who cares?
And
those cards like that I can hang on to. It doesn't matter to me. It's the 250s, the 300s that I'm like, hence goodbye Amex Business Gold.
Actually, live question. Tim Watts. What's going on, Tim? He said, I'm a 1099 employee, traveling sales rep responsible for all expenses, drive over 50,000 miles a year and over 130 nights in hotels a year. I pay all expenses. Best hotel and gas cards? Wow.
Okay, gas card. Check out the Wyndham business card from Barclays. I think this is a very underrated card. So the Wyndham business card earns 8x points uncapped on all gas purchase. Now, I'm not like a big Wyndham property fan or anything, but they have a sweet spot where these points can be used at Vacasa vacation rentals at a fixed 15,000 points per bedroom per night. You can get a great outsized value on those stays. Wyndham also has a very neat partnership with Cesar's, where Wyndham business card gives you Wyndham Diamond. It can match to Cesar's Diamond. So if you like Vegas, for example, get waived resort fees, which are huge in Vegas. You can get $100 celebration dinner credit each year from Cesar's Diamond. Discounts. You can skip lines at certain buffet. Very good card. It has a $95 annual fee, but each year they automatically give you $15. It easily pays.
I like the little tip there about Cesar's Wyndham because I was at Caesar's recently, and I like the buffet. He said skip the lines. That line was pretty long. I was at the Bacchanal buffet in Caesar's Palace.
Oh
You've been to
yeah,
Caesar's,
I
right?
once bypassed that line. I was like 2 hours behind by having Caesar's Diamond. So,
Really?
yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
how do you present that? So do you just walk to the front and be
There's
like,
another
"Oh,
line
I
that says Diamond member. So
That's
you
what that
just
line
go
was.
through that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
No, honestly, the amount of money you would have to gamble in order to earn Caesar's Diamond organically is pretty insane. So
Is it?
being able to do the Wyndham match over is such a boon. And you can also use the $100 celebration dinner at Bacchanal, among other places.
Oh, I might have to, man, I might have to get that just for that.
You
That
gotta get
Bacchanal
on
buffet
it.
is
Gotta
sick,
go.
man. I love the Bacchanal.
Yeah.
That was great. It was funny. I actually just got married at that point. I got married in Vegas and literally
wow,
went straight
congrats.
to the Bacchanal buffet with a bunch of other
Oh, nice.
credit card people. It was great. It was so funny.
If you like buffets, the other one I recommend checking out is, it's a little off the strip, so you might have to Uber there or something, but it's called the all you can eat Wild Palms. They have on, I think, like Wednesdays and Thursdays, they have like all you can lobster and crab.
Matt Clausen said Caesars ended its relationship with the Founders Card, and he thinks that may translate over to the Wyndham.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're at least good for another year. Cause I just got so the Caesar's year ends every January. I just got my thing renewed again till January 2025. So hopefully we're at least good for another.
Oh wow, something to think about for sure.
One of the best tips for Hawaii, and this is going to be island dependent, but the Vacasa Wyndham partnership is by far one of the most powerful tricks when it comes to Hawaii. So for those of you unaware, the hotel chain Wyndham has a partnership with the vacation rental company Vacasa, where if you have 15,000 Wyndham points, you can book a 1 night and a 1 bedroom vacation rental. The rate is 15,000 points per night per bedroom. And you can book a vacation rental that would normally cost $350 per night after taxes or less with per bedroom for those 15,000 points. And you can buy, this is where it gets amazing, Wyndham points on sale sell for less than 1 cent per piece. So you can, for the under $150 a night, book a vacation rental, a 1 bedroom vacation rental, no taxes, no fees, nothing like that. And it is really, really, really good. And that is something I've used in Hawaii multiple times. We stayed, this last trip I was in December for Christmas. We stayed like at a 2 bedroom Vacasa rental on the north side of Kauai, had this beautiful ocean view. Normally would have been like $600 a night. We were paying the equivalent of like $260 just by buying the points. So that is definitely one of the best tricks in the book. There's a little more to it, a little more nuance of like you have to call them, make sure it's bookable, and that. You also get a 10% discount if you have the Wyndham business card, so that's even better. So it's really an amazing, amazing redemption because there's a lot of Vacasa vacation rentals on all the Hawaiian Islands, and you can get some truly amazing value from that if you're willing to do that.
Joe Barretto, Credit Connection, we know and love him. He said he couldn't make it here today. He's doing something today, but he wanted to ask you, Dugaros, why you love the Wyndham. Well, I guess I don't know how many Wyndham cards you have, but I think you have the Wyndham Earner Business.
Just
I'm not
the
sure
one.
what else. Oh, just that. And I think you talked about some vacation you were able to do with the Wyndham points and whatnot. So he just wanted to know why you love it so much.
Yeah, I've done 3 of them actually. And it's interesting that I don't want to get too far off track. When we have a good experience, one good experience, it completely shades our view of redemption. Like, one time I did this great thing, that makes it the best card ever. And I admit that I'm biased. So the one that made it for me, so there is a company called Cottages.com. Cottages.com is basically the Vacasa in England. It's the United Kingdom's equivalent of Vacasa. So Wyndham partners with them. So yes, I have the Wyndham Earners Business Card because it gets like 8x on gas, 5x on utilities. It's really easy to rack up a lot of points, especially if you're willing to do gift card buying, whether that's manufactured spending or just strategically buying like Amazon cards, those kind of things, gas station cards, Home Depot cards, whatever. You can get a lot of points easily and quickly. They also, instead of a free night certificate, they give you points every year, and I can't remember offhand offhand if it's 15,000 or 30,000. I think it's 15,000 points a year, which is more than enough to offset that $95 annual fee. So last summer I transferred, I don't remember the exact number. I'm thinking it was like 60,000-ish Wyndham points over to cottages.com and used that to book a cottage in Wales that was on a sheep farm, like looking out over the rolling hills of Wales. And it was like the most peaceful place I have ever been in my adult life. And I'm not exaggerating that, but like, other than nature, dead quiet. I mean, sometimes the farmer would start up his tractor, but other than that, like dead quiet, like meh, meh, moo, you know, and it's like something out of The Sound of Music or something like that.
Oh my God.
The temperature was perfect. This was like middle of July. It was like, I don't know what it was Celsius, but Fahrenheit, it never got over like 68. The humidity is very low because, you know, the United Kingdom is a big island. And it's just like, I could just sit on the balcony for like 5 weeks straight, but we only had 4 days in that cottage. So that's what Wyndham got me. And that was probably $2,000 worth of value for paying a $95 annual fee. The summer before that, we went to northern Wisconsin, got a Vacasa. This last fall, my boys and I went to central Wisconsin and got a log cabin there for a few days. So, I mean, you talk about outsized value. It's just, I don't know what, you know, cents per point is kind of modest, you know, anywhere from like 1.25 to 1.75 cents per point is not going to impress a lot of people, but it's just so easy to get the points that you can just, with hardly any effort, rack up this massive value.
But even just like you said in Wisconsin, like a log cabin that you were able to book. And I've wanted to do this, go stay in a log cabin somewhere with my, you know, my wife and whatnot. But for the most part, you can't. I say can't because now I'm learning. Do that with points and miles. I have to book through Airbnb, something like that. But you're saying will the Wyndham points transfer to the what was the name of it for the log cabins?
In America, it's Vacasa. Phil Marsh put his comment. Vacasa. It's like vacation, and then the Spanish word casa for house. Vacasa. It's basically an Airbnb or a VRBO competitor. You know, they have short-term rentals in many, not all states. Like my home state of Iowa doesn't have any. But Wisconsin right next door does. Missouri has several. On the Gulf Coast of Florida, they have, and Alabama, they have truckloads. In fact, Vacasa owns whole buildings with condos in it.
Wow.
I said transferred my points over to cottages.com or Vacasa. Technically, you don't transfer them. You just call Wyndham and they book it for you over the phone. So like you would go to the Vacasa website, find the place you want, and there are some parameters. I can get into that if you want. And then once you've identified what you want and make sure it's available, you just call them and say, can I use my points to book? It's 15,000 points per bedroom per night. If you have any of the Wyndham credit cards, you get a 10% discount. So functionally, it becomes 13,500 per bedroom per night.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And those stays were nice. Is it like a community of log cabins or just one?
No, the one I got was like out all by itself. Like totally just us. You know, they have like a keypad on the door with an electronic code you type in to let you in.
Interesting.
Just like an Airbnb.
Yeah. Wow. I might want to get into as well. And Artie's opinion said, was the business owner application process difficult?
For me, it was not. I applied as a sole proprietor and it was very easy. I got instantly approved. Now, since I applied, I've seen other data points saying they've gotten a little stricter. Like it might not get instantly approved. They might want to call and do an income verification or something. I think it's easier as a sole proprietor. I've actually heard if you apply as an LLC or a partnership or something, then they want to see all your paperwork. Whereas if you're a sole prop, they might just want to ask you a few questions.
I might even try to apply for it. Who knows? Do they have a referral? No, they don't, right?
They do not. No. I have seen some data points that every now and then there's some targeted referrals emailed out to people, but I've never got one.
Gotcha.
And then I said I wouldn't get into all the details, but I'll mention this just because I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't. So there's not an official published policy on like a top end price that you can get. But for a long time, people thought it was around $500 per bedroom per night. So, like, if you're trying to book a place that was more than $500 per bedroom per night, it would usually fail.
Oh.
Where they lowered that to about $350 per night. So you can still get a lot of value and easily get that 1.25, 1.75 cents per point. But it's less likely that you're going to get the majorly outsized value of 4 or 5 cents per point.
Got it.
Whether or not that applies to the cottages in England and Wales, because that's a whole different partnership, although it works exactly the same, I don't know that part.
Gotcha.